Welcome to the program. I'm Andrew Wilkow. Tonight, we are going to spend the hour delving into the themes of this book, Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. The book entails chemical social conditioning, removing the concepts of individualism, the elimination of personal relationships and the family, exile, eugenics, and the totalitarian state. But what makes Brave New World so different than other works describing or promoting a totalitarian state is Huxley's Brave New World shows a society where the state doesn't control the population by the restriction of degeneracy, but by the promotion of universal happiness through hedonism. And for that, Brave New World creates a turning point in literature surrounding the construction of a perfect society. Now, this is not new. We can trace influential literature on this subject all the way back to 380 BC, Plato's Republic. Then in 1516, Thomas More wrote Utopia. And in 1651, Thomas Hobbes published Leviathan. Now, all three of these works possess the themes that are used in common political and social commentary today. Now, the hierarchy that Plato described had three classes: the philosophers, or the rulers, the guardians to keep order and protect the state, and the third were the tradesmen who did all the productive work, the laborers. Whereas the book Utopia had four classes: the poetic, which consisted of the more sophisticated, educated class, the kinetic, or most energetic, to carry out the ideas of the first class, then the dull and the base, who are not adept enough to carry out the ideas, and they weren't even allowed to produce, although people were free to drift of their own accord between the classes since they weren't hereditary. Whereas Brave New World draws from the tiered society of the Republic, the philosopher rulers, the guardians, the military, auxiliaries, and the producer class, with breeding being restricted to one's class, the class system is permanent. And in Brave New World, breeding is done in a laboratory by the state, and the people, the castes, the classes, are categorized by Greek letters, alphas being the smartest, the most intellectual, the epsilons being the least. Now, the requirement of complete social obedience can be traced to Leviathan, and the elimination of privacy and imposed trades was also influenced by Utopia. Now, in this world of a brave new world, there's no guilt in Huxley's work, as every indulgence is encouraged, from promiscuous sex to material consumption. But free thought is replaced with social conditioning from birth. Human beings, are bred for the purposes of the community. A little more than a decade after Brave New World came out, George Orwell's book Animal Farm and the book titled 1984 were written, also works surrounding the totalitarian state, but minus the happiness. The Brave New World is born out of what's known as the 9 Years' War, the perfect society after violent revolution and war. Now, this theme became popular thanks to Karl Marx's non-fictional political blueprint, the Communist Manifesto. Marx's theory was based around a bloody, violent form of revolution, and we later saw this strategy play out in the 1960s and 70s via the Weather Underground, who considered violence a necessity in achieving their utopian goals. And an even more recent example of this is the type of revolutionary ideas that came in the form of the Occupy movement.
Show me what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy.
Well, this is what democracy looks like to liberals who support a big state apparatus. Those people marching would probably be considered epsilons in Huxley's world. Now, what they're talking about is derived from Mao's barrel of a gun theory, but again, not the case Huxley makes in Brave New World. Physical violence and brute force is replaced by government manipulation and nudging. And the state, the world state as the government is called, even provides a drug called soma to ensure that, as the book states, everyone is happy now.